Hi everyone, in this video let's understand how we can solve the problems of Leontief input-output model in Excel. For this I am taking this problem, and in this we are given the inter-industry flow of the products of three sectors X, Y and Z. So we are provided the intermediate consumption, the final demand and the total output of the three sectors. Along with that we are also given the information regarding the primary input, which is labor, in terms of hours. So the first point of this question requires to calculate the gross output of each sector when there is a change in the final demand from the current level, that is 70, 220 and 170 to 120, 350 and 250 units for sector X, Y and Z respectively. So to find out the gross output of each sector, I have represented the information in this Excel sheet. So if we read this input output table, then the figures highlighted in blue are called as the intermediate consumption, that is the consumption of the output by the producing sectors as input, while rest of the output consumed by other bodies other than the producing sectors like government and household etc. is called as the final demand. So this input output table, if we see rows, then rows gives us the output. So if I take first row and total the intermediate consumption and the final demand, I'll get the total output of first sector. Similarly, the total output or the gross output of other sectors can also be calculated, and the columns gives us the input requirement of each sector. So if I read this element which is 60, then row wise this is the output of sector 2 and column wise this is the input requirement of sector 3. So 60 units are required as input by sector 3 from the output of sector 2. And similarly, if I read this element which is 20, then it is the output of sector 3 which is required as input by sector 1. So this is how we interpret each and every element of the input output table. Now to find out the gross output, I have assumed that X, Y and Z be the number of units of the three sectors which is represented by matrix X, and here matrix D is the new demand matrix. As we know that most of the models are based on certain assumptions, so one of the basic assumption of the Leontief input-output model is that the production is equals to consumption. So from this we get this equation, that is the gross output is equals to consumption. As we are discussing the open model here, so that is why the consumption is having two parts, internal consumption and the final demand. If we see this equation in the matrix form, then the final demand is represented by matrix T. X is the gross output and the internal consumption can be calculated if we multiply the gross output, that is matrix X, with matrix A. Now what is matrix A? Matrix A is called as the technology matrix. Each and every element of the technology matrix gives us the input to output ratio, that is the input requirement per unit of output for each sector. Now to find out the gross output, we also need matrix A along with matrix D and matrix X. So let's see how to calculate the elements of matrix A. To find out the elements of matrix A, or in other words we can say to find out the input to output ratio for each sector, we have to simply divide the input requirement of each sector by their respective outputs. So if I have to calculate the input requirement per unit of output for sector 1, then the total input requirement of sector 1 is 20, 40 and 20. So when these are divided by the total output of sector 1, we will get the input to output ratio. So 20, that is the input requirement of sector 1 that it requires from its own output, divided by the total output produced by that sector. And to simplify our calculation, as we know for the other two elements, the denominator will remain same, which is the output will remain same. So we can make it absolute. We can fix the gross output, and to fix this we can press F4 so that it will get freeze, and then we can drag the formula and we can easily get the other two elements of this column. And similarly, the input to output ratio for the other two sectors can also be calculated. The input requirement divided by the gross output or the total output of sector 2, and to simplify our calculation we can make it absolute, that is we can make the output absolute so that we can drag this formula to find out the other elements also. And in the same manner I am calculating the elements for sector 3 also, that is the input to output ratio for sector 3 also. We got the elements of matrix A. Now if we see this equation, we are interested to find out the gross output, that is matrix X. So if we simplify this equation, we will get X, that is gross output, is equals to I minus A inverse into D. Here I minus A matrix is called as the Leontief matrix, and to find out the gross output we require the inverse of the Leontief matrix. So first we need the Leontief matrix. So for that we require the identity matrix, and to find out or to calculate the identity matrix, Excel provides us a function, and that function is called as M unit function. And to get the identity matrix of the desired order, we first have to select the range for that matrix, and we need an identity matrix of order 3 by 3. So I have selected the range for a 3 by 3 order matrix. Now press equals to and then M unit, open the bracket. Now it requires to enter the dimension. So as we need a 3 by 3 order matrix, so its dimension is 3. Now close the bracket, and to get the result we have to press Ctrl plus Shift and plus enter simultaneously. Once we press Ctrl Shift and enter simultaneously, we'll get the result. So we have matrix A, we have matrix I also, and now we can easily calculate the Leontief matrix, which is I minus A matrix. To subtract the two matrices in Excel, we first have to select the range for the resulting matrix, that is after subtracting the two matrices what will be the order of the resulting matrix. We know that A and I are of order 3 by 3, so their subtraction will also result into a matrix of the same order. Selecting the range for a matrix of order 3 by 3, we need to select the range in which we have mentioned the elements of matrix first, after that minus. Now select the range in which the elements of the second matrix are written, and now to get the result we need to press Ctrl Shift and enter. So once we press these three keys simultaneously, that is Ctrl Shift and enter, we'll get the result. So I got the Leontief matrix, and after that the next point requires the calculation of the inverse of this Leontief matrix. So to calculate the inverse of I minus A, we need to again select the range for the resulting matrix, as the Leontief matrix is a 3 by 3 order matrix, so its inverse will also be a 3 by 3 order matrix. So after selecting the range for the inverse matrix, which will be a 3 by 3 order matrix, I am using a function for the inverse of a matrix, which is called as M inverse. Open the bracket and now enter the array that we want to, for which we want to find out the inverse. So the inverse of this Leontief matrix needs to be calculated. So I have entered this Leontief matrix, and after this, to find out the inverse or to find out the result, we need to press Ctrl Shift and enter simultaneously to get the result. So I got the inverse of I minus A. Now we have matrix D also, we have the inverse of I minus also. So we can easily get matrix X by simply multiplying inverse of I minus A with matrix D. And after multiplying these two, that is inverse of I minus A with matrix D, we know that the order of the resulting matrix after multiplication will be a matrix of order 3 by 1. So after selecting the range for a matrix of the same order, multiplication also we have a function in Excel, and that function is called as MMULT. And now enter the array 1. So here the first array is, or first matrix is, inverse of I minus A, comma, the second array or the second matrix is matrix D. And now close the bracket, and to get the result again press Ctrl Shift and enter simultaneously. So this is the gross output of the three sectors, which is 324.28, 632.14 and 454.28. Now the second point of this question requires to calculate or to find out the equilibrium prices of each sector if the wage rate is rupees 60 per labor hour. And to find out the equilibrium prices, we have formula for that. And before coming on to the formula, I have assumed that the equilibrium prices for the three sectors be P1, P2 and P3. So, and let me correct this. And the wage rate is rupees 60 per labor hour. And we know that the equilibrium prices, which is represented by matrix P, is equals to I minus A inverse its transpose into L1W, L2W and L3W. Here L1W, L2W and L3W, that is matrix second, is called as the cost of input per unit of output matrix, which is the labor cost per unit of output in this case. So first we need the transpose of inverse of I minus A matrix, and then we need the labor cost per unit of output matrix, and after multiplying these two we'll get the equilibrium prices. So to find out the I minus A inverse its transpose, as we have already calculated the inverse of I minus A matrix, that is the inverse of this transpose matrix, so I can use that information and we can easily find out the transpose of that by using the function available in Excel for the transpose of a matrix. So to find the transpose of any matrix, we first need to select the range in which we can write the transposed matrix. So as inverse of this I minus A matrix is a 3 by 3 order matrix, so its transpose will also give us a matrix of the same order. So after selecting the range for a 3 by 3 order matrix, I have to use the function for the transpose, that is the transpose function, and now enter the array that we want to transpose. So it is inverse of I minus A matrix, and after this, to get the result, Control Shift and enter. So we got inverse transpose of I minus A inverse, and after this the second matrix is the labor cost per unit of output. So here we are given the total labor hours, and first we require the labor hours required to produce a single unit of output or labor hours per unit of output. And to find out that, first I am transposing this labor hour matrix so that we can easily calculate the labor hours per unit of output. So to find out that, I am selecting the range for the transposed matrix. We know that labor hours are written in the form of a 1 by 3 order matrix, and once we calculate the transpose of this matrix, it will be a matrix of order 3 into 1. So after selecting the range for a 3 into 1 matrix, I am using the transpose function, and now we want to find out the transpose of this. So now press Ctrl Shift and enter to get the result, and here we have the total labor hours and we have the total output. So to find out how much will be the labor hours requirement to produce single unit of output, or for per unit of output we have to divide this total labor requirement by the respective output of each sector. So total labor requirement or labor hours divided by the total output of sector 1. Press enter, and now you can drag this formula to get the other elements of this matrix. So we got the values of L1, L2 and L3, that is the labor hours per unit of output. Now we need the labor cost per unit of output. So this is to be multiplied with wage rate, that is W, and to multiply this with the wage rate we have this scalar which is 60, and we have the elements of this matrix which is L1, L2 and L3. So to multiply this scalar with this matrix we have to select the range. As we know that when a scalar is multiplied with a matrix, then the order of that matrix remains same. So I have selected the range for a 3 by 3, 3 by 1 order matrix. So and then the scalar is 60. Now this is to be multiplied with this matrix which is L1, L2 and L3. Now to get the result, Control Shift and enter. So we got 15, 24 and 18. This is the labor cost per unit of output. Now we have the labor cost per unit of output. We have the transpose of inverse of I minus A matrix also. And to get the equilibrium prices, that is P, we can find out this P, that is the equilibrium prices, by multiplying the two matrices, and after multiplying the transpose of inverse of I minus A with the labor cost per unit of output matrix, we know that the result will be a matrix of order 3 by 1. So after selecting the range for a matrix of the same order, that is 3 by 1, we need to use the function for the multiplication of the two matrices, that is MMULT. Now array 1 here is the transpose of inverse of the Leontief matrix, comma, array 2 is the labor cost per unit of output matrix, and now close the bracket. And to find out the equilibrium prices or to get the result of the multiplication, we need to press Control, Shift and enter. So these are the equilibrium prices of the three sectors. Now the third point of this question says, if the total labor available is 525 hours, is the solution feasible? So in this case we are given that 525 labor hours are available. Is the solution feasible? It means if we compare how much is our labor requirement with the labor availability, we can answer this question. So to find out the total labor requirement, we simply need to multiply labor hours per unit of output with the new output. So we have labor hours per unit of output also that we have calculated to find out the equilibrium prices here, and we also have the gross output. Now if we multiply these two, we will get the total labor requirement. So you can see here that matrix first, which is the labor hour per unit of output matrix, is a 1 by 3 order matrix, while the output matrix is a 3 by 1 order matrix. So this matrix is fine. We can either find out the transpose of any matrix and then we can multiply, so that after multiplying the two matrices, the resulting matrix should be of order 1 by 1, so that we can get the total labor requirement. So I can find out the transpose of this matrix. So to find out the transpose of this matrix, we know that the result of the transpose of this matrix, which is the labor hours per unit of output matrix, will be a matrix of order 1 into 3. So I have selected the range for a 1 into 3 matrix, and to find the transpose we can use the function which is the transpose function, and now select the array or the matrix that we want to transpose, and to get the result press Ctrl Shift and enter. So this is matrix 1 and this is matrix 2. So first matrix is the labor hour per unit of output matrix and the second matrix is the output matrix. So I am highlighting these two matrices so that we can later on multiply these two. And to find out the total labor requirement, we need to multiply these two matrices. And to multiply these two matrices, the first matrix is the labor hour per unit of output matrix and the second matrix is the output matrix. So after multiplying these two matrices, we know that the resulting matrix will be of order 1 by 1. So I have selected the range for a 1 by 1 order matrix. So you need to just go to a cell and then you have to enter this formula, and that formula is the multiplication of the two matrices. So the function for multiplication of the two matrices is MMULT function. Array 1 is this matrix, array 2 is this matrix, and now simply press Ctrl Shift and enter. If you have a matrix of order more than 1 by 1, then you have to press Ctrl Shift and enter to get the result. But if you are getting a matrix of order 1 by 1, then if you simply press enter or if you press Ctrl Shift and enter, it does not make any difference. So I am pressing simply enter to get the result, and the result is 470.2143. As we can see here that the total labor requirement to produce this level of output, the total labor requirement is 470.2143 labor hours, while the total labor available is 525 hours. So as my availability is more than the requirement, therefore the solution is feasible. Now the last point of this question requires the calculation of the total value added as well as value added sector wise. Calculate both the total value added and the value added sector wise. I have shown the formula here, and the total value added requires the multiplication of these two, which is the input cost per unit of output, and this is nothing but the labor cost per unit of output here with the gross output. So we have already calculated the labor cost per unit of output earlier also while calculating the equilibrium prices. So these are 15, 24 and 18, and we also have the information regarding the gross output also that we calculated in point number 1. So I can copy this information from here. So I have copied both the gross output as well as the labor cost per unit of output that we calculated earlier. Now for the calculation of the total value added, the first matrix is of order 1 by 3 and the second matrix is of order 3 by 1. So we need to make the change in this labor cost per unit of output as it is right now of order 3 by 1. So to convert this, we simply need to transpose this matrix. So I am transposing this matrix. After transposing this matrix, this will become a matrix of order 1 into 3. So after selecting the range for a 1 by 3 order matrix, I am using the transpose function, and we have to calculate the transpose of this labor cost per unit of output matrix. So now to get the result, Control Shift and enter. We got the transpose of this labor cost per unit of output matrix. Now we have labor cost per unit of output. We have the gross output also. So to find out the total value added, we simply need to multiply these two. So the value added, that is the total value added, is equals to the multiplication of these two matrices. And as we can see here that first matrix is of order 1 by 3 and the second matrix is of order 3 by 1. So the resulting matrix will be of order 1 by 1. So I have selected the cell in which we can write the resulting matrix, which will be of order 1 by 1. And after that, now use the function for matrix multiplication, that is MMULT function, and array 1. Here array 1 is the input cost per unit of output matrix, which is the labor cost per unit of output matrix, comma, the second matrix is the output matrix. Close the bracket, and now you can simply press enter, or you can also press Ctrl Shift and enter. When the result is of in the form of a 1 by 1 order matrix, then we can simply press enter, or we can also press Ctrl Shift and enter. These two will not make any difference in your result, so I am simply pressing enter here to get the result. 28212.86 is the total value added. Now let's see how we can calculate the value added sector wise. So to get the value added sector wise, we need to write this matrix, that is the gross output matrix, in such a form that we get a matrix of order 3 by 3, so that we get the value added sector wise. So I have the input cost per unit of output matrix here, and I only need to write the output matrix in the form of a 3 by 3 order matrix. So I have expressed matrix X in the form of a 3 by 3 order matrix, and now we can multiply the two matrices, that is the labor cost per unit of output matrix with matrix X, that is the output matrix, which is written in the form of a 3 by 3 order matrix. So if we multiply these two, we will get the value added sector wise. And once we multiply these two matrices, that is matrix first with matrix second, we know that the first matrix is of order 1 by 3 and the second matrix is of order 3 by 3. So the resulting matrix will be a matrix of order 1 by 3. So after selecting the range for the resulting matrix, which will be a 1 by 3 order matrix, we need to use the function for the matrix multiplication, and that function is MMULT. Here array 1 is the labor cost per unit of output matrix, comma, the second matrix is the output matrix, which is written in the form of a 3 by 3 order matrix, so that we get the value added sector wise. And after this, we need to press Ctrl Shift and enter to get the result. So this is the total value, this is the value added sector wise. So this is how we can solve the problems of Leontief input output model in Excel. So I am also providing you an Excel sheet for practice purpose. In the description, you can download that sheet and practice the question, and you can share your answers in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.